As I showed in my previous video, if you check Amazon's net revenues on this graphic, all the peak points are Q4. So, there is no doubt that Q4 is the busiest and most exciting quarter of the year to increase your Amazon KDP income. And we can also say that November is the most important month for Q4 because besides it has the 5-day shopping event, over the last decade, most consumers have been kicking off their holiday shopping around early November. And books category is one of the popular ones for gift purchases during the holiday shopping season. Therefore, if you publish the right books for the right niches, you can likely expect to have an increase in your KDP income in November. So, let's check together the KDP low content niche ideas for November. Keep watching till the end. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I talk about how to make money online by self-publishing no content and low content books on Amazon and create passive income from scratch. If this sounds something that you might be interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. Veterans Day honors military veterans who served in the United States Armed Forces. It is not a date to commercialize, so if you are planning to create some low content books with some words on the cover for veterans, you should better to be careful about it. If you check Google Trends for the search term gifts for veterans, there is a peak point around the 11th of November. So it shows us that there will be demand. Some people will search for gifts for veteran family members, friends, or employees. Generally, cover designs with military themed designs or with American flag colors red, white, and blue should be fine. To avoid the competition, you can niche down your targeted keywords like gifts for Marine veterans or Navy veteran gifts. The FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 will be played from 20th of November to 18th of December. There will be 32 teams to compete in 8 groups and national teams of the Netherlands, England, USA, France, Australia, Spain, Germany, and Japan will play at the tournament. As we can sell our low content books on these different Amazon marketplaces, I think creating football related low content books is not a bad idea nowadays. By the way, be careful about any copywriting infringement if you decide to publish some books about the World Cup to keep your account safe. As I said in the introduction of this video, there is a 5-day shopping event in November. Thanksgiving on the 24th of November, Black Friday on the 25th of November, Small Business Saturday on the 26th of November, and Cyber Monday on the 28th of November. This graphic shows the top 5 US consumer spending events. The winter holidays include the months of November and December. And as you see here, winter holidays are the second biggest spending event after back to school. According to National Retail Federation last year's consumer holiday survey, the majority of consumers started shopping by early November last year, and they planned to spend an average of $998 during the winter holiday. $648 of this spending was on gifts for family, friends, and co-workers. And according to this survey, 32% of consumers wanted to receive a book and other media as a gift for last year's holiday season. Isn't it great news for KDP authors and low content book publishers? I show you this survey from the National Retail Federation because I think this survey gives us an important clue about where to start our keyword and niche research to increase our KDP income for November and December. So I'm gonna deep dive into this subject right now. So, what kind of low content books you should publish for the winter holidays to increase your KDP income? As I told you a couple of minutes ago, according to National Retail Federation's survey, consumers plan to spend $648 on gifts for family, friends, and coworkers. Furthermore, according to the same survey, consumers plan to spend around $500 on gifts for family, $79 on gifts for friends, and $25 for coworkers. So, how should we interpret this survey? Firstly, you should publish some low content or medium content books that can be given as a gift, because consumers will mostly search for gifts in November and December. So, if you plan to publish some lined or squared notebooks for the winter holidays, even if you make some interesting covers, I think they will not be perfect for gifting. Therefore, if you already plan to do so, think about it again. Secondly, the highest demand and competition will be for gifts for family. For example, search terms like gifts for mom, gifts for dad, gifts for grandma, and gifts for grandpa will be very popular in November and December. And if you check on Google Trends for these search terms, you can see that the competition will be very high, especially for gifts for mom around November and December. Therefore, if you don't have a budget for marketing, please keep in mind that it will not be so easy to sell some books with only organic ranking efforts to avoid any disappointment after. So, how can you find some low competition keywords for the holiday season? As we learned that consumers would search for gifts in November, firstly, go to Amazon.com and choose the books department on the search bar. And then type gift for on the Amazon search bar. Okay, the Amazon auto suggestions show the search terms that are frequently searched by consumers nowadays. I do not advise you to do it, but if you want to directly target these keywords, as I said before, you will need a budget for marketing. If you don't have a budget for marketing, you should better to find some keywords where the competition is lower. Let's check now how we can do it. Type gifts for A. Okay, as you see here, we have some new suggestions. If you think some of them are interesting, write them down on an Excel sheet. Do the same for the letter B. Type gifts for B. Again, we have other niche ideas here. Write them down too. Continue with the letter C. Okay. Do the same for the other letters of the alphabet to find some new niche ideas. When you complete your research, check the search results of each one. If you think the competition is still high, you should narrow the search results and find some sub-niches for your niche. As an example, if you want to find sub-niches for the search term gift for coworker, firstly, think about the profession of the coworker to narrow down the search results and reduce the level of the competition. Secondly, type gift for coworker A on the Amazon search bar to see if there is any suggestion for any profession. Continue with other letters B and C. When you type gift for coworker T, as you see, we get a suggestion for gifts for coworker teachers. Normally, you should have fewer search results now. By the way, if you are new to doing keyword research like this, I have a video on my channel only dedicated to this subject. So if you haven't watched it yet so far, I strongly recommend you watch it. Now, think about what kind of low content book a teacher would like to receive as a gift. Would he or she like to receive an adult coloring book, a planner for the new year, or some kind of logbook? If you think that the gifts for coworker teacher niche is still a competitive one, then think about other professions and check the search results of each until you find a better one. As you see, finding some niches takes some time if you do keyword research like this, but you may come across some great ideas which didn't come into your mind before. So, if I make a summary, consumers will mostly search for gifts for family members, friends, and coworkers in November and December. Firstly, do keyword research for the search term gift for on Amazon like I just showed you, or think about the family members, friends, or coworkers. For example, gift for grandma. Secondly, think about what kind of low content book a grandma would like to receive as a gift. For example, word search book. Then, check if there is a competition for word search books for grandma. If you think so, think about how to make a difference. How can you niche down it? Maybe making large print or hardcover versions reduce the level of the competition. Think about others with this methodology to find out some low competition niches for the winter holiday season. I hope this video was worth watching and it will help you increase your Amazon KDP income in November. If you think so, make sure to subscribe and like the video to support the channel. I will continue to create content about monthly niche ideas for low content books. See you soon in the next video.